What are your views of this map then? I get various different opinions regarding it.
Let's do the intro first. So this is the second series of the day. It will be StormLantern on the right playing Cybern versus Lunyshko, otherwise known as Banani, on the left playing as Seraphim. There are no faction vetoes, so people could pick whatever they want, and they chose this. The map is Twin Rivers. I think it's a great map. It's pretty standard. It's pretty basic. Well, I guess it's mostly basic because it's such an old map that a lot of people are just used to it. But I think it's a nice map because it's there's a lot of early game aggression usually, which is great, I think. And it's as like Tech 1 spam is a very good strategy, but you can also do a Tech 2 timing attack or Tech 3 rush. It can go into a long game. You still have to fight for the islands as well. Who knows? Maybe you even do a cruiser rush on the Navy.
Oh,
Although I'm
that
not
would give
quite
us
sure
nothing.
the viability of that last one.
Well, Seraphim could work. So could UEF,
No.
but if you
It
run an
doesn't.
Aeon, I'd be concerned about your decision making.
Well, that's no reason. It means what I mean is if you make one Navy HQ and one cruiser, that's like 4k mass that your opponent has in units, so he just kills you.
Reclaim it afterwards. Once you got the cruiser out, reclaim the Navy.
This is one
What more
cruiser,
do you need?
counted by a few turret bombers.
A couple of early land scouts out for Storm. One can get a bit of vision ahead. He's actually
Yeah.
got one to patrol. They're actually going to patrol, which is nice.
I mean, I don't really see the big difference between them patrolling and not patrolling, but
We'll see.
yeah, but Banani is playing it very greedily. He went for 5 engineers before units. Well, I guess he's now finally making units to defend against the raids. But there's no labs at all from Storm, nor are there Silence from Banani. So both of them are playing it quite conservative, not very aggressive.
Standard BOs on. Well, I am by no means a.
I was about to say, how do you know whether this is a standard BO? I don't know that. Well, it looks relatively standard, the engineer expansion that is, but there's only so many ways you can do things.
Neither player stalling though, which is an improvement from Pepsi's gameplay we've recently seen.
We do not talk about that.
At the forbidden area.
Is that a misclick from Storm at the top? The engineer that was sent to his 4max expansion is walking to the Hydro at the top right. And he's also making the Hydro before the other 2 maxes, which I'm not sure I like at all.
I mean, in general terms, he's mass-wise, he's only -4 to 8. He's only +20, so he might be choosing to go for a more E-heavy build. He's getting the reclaim around the base, so.
Yeah, but so is Banani. I don't think
he's
I like
rushing
what
the
he's
reclaim
doing. mid. True,
he's going for the reclaim mid.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't send engineers to your maxes.
He does. He has the maxes queued up after.
Well, no, no. Hold on a minute. Like the expansion on the left.
The far side. I thought you meant the back. Yeah,
but also the
concerning.
back here. Like
that's
both
concerning.
of them combined is like you just send out more expansion engineers, especially because if they get raided, it's bad as well. And the reclaim engie is actually sticking by some reclaim. It should get killed if Banani pays attention early on. But you see, Banani has 50% more mass income at the moment.
Does he lock it? He's seen it on radar from the southern. But
there's
it's not
a
locked.
bomber over his base though, but he is assisting an inti rush, so the bomber shouldn't do crucial damage.
The engie's not being locked. It's been caught on radar, but it's not being locked at all. 2 tanks.
Oh,
yeah, he's not locked it.
That's okay. Now
he's seen it. He's seen it.
There's a nice Mantis raid at the bottom, by the way, that lives on 14 HP because Banani didn't pay attention with his tank.
Cybern OP.
Yes,
that engie
it's
though,
Cybern.
still getting 300 mass. Worth it.
Well, yeah, that engineer was definitely worth it, and I think because Storm also left with his SU faster, he should be able to secure the reclaim on the other side as well if he goes for that.
His 4-max expansion though is dead.
Yeah,
Just outnumbered.
that's what like. Even if you get it earlier, even if your engineer dies, like what happened to Banani at the bottom, it doesn't matter as long as you have the maxes built. Like, sure, you would have rather had an engineer there to make a factory and to expand to the bottom 2 maxes, but it's nowhere near as bad as long as you at least have the maxes built. But Storm didn't manage that, and now it will be a very long time of Banani keeping denying that, because he's just sending more and more units over it. You just keep sniping the engineers.
Yep.
Did you know a Selen has a higher range than a Mantis, and it can
Does
kite?
it?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's very small though. I think it's only one or
Sounds like a
something.
balance issue here.
And now there's two tanks at the back. They're gonna kill
Yeah,
at
the
least 3
Mantis didn't go
maxes.
for them. Oh no.
That's insane. It's not quite game over, I would say, but it's not good looking at all for Storm. Like if we look at the unit count, it's 22 tanks. Actually, Storm has the same amount of tanks, but like half are in his main base.
Yeah, 10 mass down. He's getting the reclaim, but that's not going to last him long.
Yeah.
1 tank versus 2 in the back. Come on, Mantis. It's not even microed.
He only sent 1 Mantis, man. Storm needs to be a bit careful not to get surrounded. He doesn't know how many units there are from Banani there.
Banani dropping the left-hand side expansion. No, he's going for a base drop instead. He's sending the engineer for that. He's going to
Wow, that's weird. Sure. I
Storm's
mean,
doing the same though.
it's weird because, well, I mean, if you have a transport, the transport is always better than just edge building an engineer because it takes very long. But like the drop doesn't really make much sense because you already raided most things. Although finally
but
Storm is grabbing his 4-max expansion.
that might soon be dead.
He's plus 29 and minus 70 miles per second. He just queued up 5 billion land factories, but he's not reclaiming anything. And I know these trees are bad, but if you just have like a few engineers on attack move to reclaim the trees, like in a little over a minute they've paid for themselves, and then they just generate more passive income. There's still mass in these trees, even though it's not a lot.
Storm is dropping his back mexes though with his transport first.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. No, Storm is choosing to drop the top left, and he's flying directly over an air scout. I really hope Banani doesn't see that.
I mean, the Inti's already on that side of the field. He's locked. No, he's pulling them back.
He isn't paying attention. Banani is also stalling quite hard, and there are some nice Mantis right now. So Banani can lose the top left because of that aggressive drop that he did.
Yep.
This is why,
And the bottom right is secured.
Like the edge build just takes quite a long time, and you can also, if Storm knows about it, he can drop his engineers on top of the factory and reclaim it very fast. If Banani doesn't pay attention either. So the game isn't over. It's not great for Storm, but he kind of recovered.
If he gets both islands though, 16 mass income. It's a little bit of something to keep him going.
Yes, that's true, but he did get most of the mid reclaim, which is his saving grace, I believe.
Yes.
If you look at total reclaim, he's actually behind on total mass reclaims. That's funny. I guess
area of the base though.
I guess,
Look
but
at the difference.
yeah, it's because Banani is reclaiming the rocks and just the rest around his main base a lot better than
Storm's stalling
has.
70 mass income.
Oh, don't worry, Banani is
going for T2 land into rhinos. The man's not making beetles.
Yikes! What a fool! Because of that stall, he might lose the top left. He probably will lose to that.
It's only making NGs. I mean, he's getting out a couple of labs to them Mantis, so he might be able to hold it.
He's really building too much build power. Like, he should just reclaim some of these factories. He's also building like attack to max at the same time.
Yeah, he's got a few AFK NGs that aren't reclaiming the back area as well.
There's 3k mass units for both of them, but there's Ilshis coming out now from Banani, and over time they will just get a lot of value because they're strong.
Banani's paused the factory in the top left. Oh no, he's now going to try and get some tanks out. Let's see if he can before the end. Gun started for Storm.
Very far
Will we see the
forward.
nanocom?
Nice timing on both guns.
Banani's dropping an Ilshi to the top left.
That I like a lot. That's just gonna be able to win,
That secured it.
win completely. What I am surprised about is that neither player made a land factory at their main 4max expansion location. Oh, my drawing is disabled. Because it's so easy to get raided there. I mean, at least Banani made the PD.
Oh no, he's forced Storm to stop making gun by pure Zoomies.
Well, that's what you risk when you make it that far at the front. When you were already quite behind.
Storm going for 2 Tech 2 support factories as well. Can he even afford that? Oh, he's on +1 mass.
He did finally control K some land factories, but he didn't do that to the ones that weren't adjacent to his maxes. So that's kind of weird. I'm not sure if this was...
Adjacency's a myth.
These
Don't
weren't
you know
adjacent anyway.
Oh no, he's going to try Rhino dropping the top left expansion.
I mean, it's one Rhino versus at least one Ilshi. That Ilshi will have a vet. Well, it will be very close to getting a vet. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh, never mind, it was more than enough. It wasn't close. A vetted Ilshi with some support versus runner Rhino, that's...
There is a bomber though.
GG. But more importantly, there's a gun ACU advancing into Storm, and he already has almost double the HP of that Storm has. Because Storm took all the damage from the arties earlier. So it's now looks... Storm did equalize on the mass income part, but his, I mean, lacking the gun plus lacking a lot of units at the moment, I think. He is on 5k mass units versus
he has
6k.
No NGs there to assist that. Is he going to use Mantis on his com? He has to.
It's too late. The ACU from Banani is too far forward. He needs to cancel.
Rhino's dead top left. The Ilshi lives on 1800 HP.
Yeah, wasn't that surprising.
Yeah, Storm is not looking too great right now.
Now he cancels
again.
But he should have done that a lot earlier. Oh, he cancels barely. Oh, he might get into range if he zigzags like that. Oh no, Banani stops at the perfect time to let him escape.
He's going for another Rhino drop on the top left.
I want to see some beetles. Unironically, this is a great moment to make beetles.
Yeah.
I mean, what he needs to do is he needs to control K. He's gonna stall soon again in a bit. Okay, he's going for an all-in. He's shift-G'ing his entire army. But I think... Well, okay, this is very hard decision making for Banani. Half of his army is out of position. He needs to make the decision. Does he focus Storm's ACU? Or does he try to just focus all the units? He got engineers making PDs a bit in the back. He's still on almost 2 HP and he's about to get a vet. It's mostly Mantis. No tech 2, so I think he's gonna be completely fine. Well, no, I lied. Never mind.
He might well force a draw here.
Yeah, it might be a draw.
If he plays it correctly.
Yeah, I think it's a draw, man. Well, it really depends on how the reinforcements from Storm get. He has quite some arties. Storm needs to follow him though. He has to go for the draw, or like he's not gonna get a kill. But the pathfinding, the nice shift G blocking Storm's ACU. Storm has to okay. There we go. Oh man, sorry. Yeah, it was kind of a scam. The issue is Banani had like 6 Ilshis. Like more than half his army was on the bottom side, and the Storm just ignored it and went straight for the ACU. Which shouldn't. I mean. This is like what I meant when, like, for Banani, you know your opponent is going all in. he had more HP than Storm, but if he just focuses Storm ACU, maybe he kills Storm's ACU before he's below 3k, and then the explosion just kills all of Storm's units, which just saves yourself. So it's actually very hard to make the decision whether you focus the ACU or whether you focus the units in a moment like that. Like for Storm, it's very easy because you're all in, so you might as well just like he's
Go
just
for
gonna
the
focus
comp.
the ACU, and he had so much more spam as well. That's it's kind of works out. That was not quite how I expected it to end. There were
Nobody bet on draw.
there were 3 tech to maxes as well for Banani versus only